tell us about the Pontiac here. This is, I mean, every car has a unique story, but when we were talking before we started out, this is like, it's almost a unicorn. I mean,
well, it actually goes back to the 50s and 60s when I had uncles that owned Pontiacs like this. And I always liked that hood ornament that lit up when you turn the lights on at night. So I've always looked for these. And in the year 2000, we were down in Jefferson, and my wife saw the hood up with the Pontiac head sticking out there, and she said, Gary, you got to look at this car. So I talked to the guy that owned it.
So wait, your wife told you to buy a car?
She knew I was looking for a car.
Okay.
So she said, you have to look at this car. She says, this is, I think, what you're looking for. So the ornament on that Pontiac ornament, it always catches my eye. Is what it does. And there's some other things about it, because Chevy and Pontiac shared the same body style, but they always dressed Pontiac up a little bit more. So I talked to the gentleman that owned it, and the car came from South Dakota. And there was an older couple that owned it. He passed away, and then it was stored for 30 years in South Dakota. It then went through two quick hands. A guy from Iowa bought it, and then a guy from Milwaukee bought it from him, and I bought it from the guy from Milwaukee. So the car is basically original, other than I had the front fenders painted because there were some mirrors that were mounted on there that I wanted removed. But all the chrome is the same. All of the interior is exactly the way it was 72 years ago when it was put together.
That's unusual. I mean, that's almost unheard of.
Well, it just, I mean, and all the frame is just as solid as can be. All the panels are as solid as can be. It still has its straight eight. There was 38,000 miles on it when I bought it. 72 years old.
I know, that's what...
It's a senior citizen.
It's amazing to think, that cars that are older than me are 77 years old now. Like it used to be, these were 20 years old.
That's right. Now this is the air cleaner. That's the oil air cleaner.
Oh yeah.
And that's a muffler on it that goes to the carburetor. And also this had the windshield washer, and that works.
With the glass container.
That's what's inside there is the glass container, and it all works by vacuum. There's a switch on the dash. You turn it one way, it puts the wipers on. You turn it the other way, it sprays wash on the windshield. So that was really unusual.
Really early for that.
Tell me when you're ready to go.
Yeah, we're going.
That prison on the dash, it was there for the sun visor, because when you came up to an intersection, in fact, when this car was built, most of the stop and go lights were right in the center of the road, the center of the intersection. So you couldn't see it unless you bent your head down and looked. If you look through the prism, it brings them in there. It takes everything that's out there and brings it close, so you can see the stop and go lights that change. In fact, this morning I experienced that. I was the first one in line, and I couldn't see the change in the lights, and I looked in the prism, and then they changed green, and away I went.
There you go.
I like to take it out for 100, 150 miles. It just gets smoother every mile. And it's an automatic transmission, 4-speed hydromatic. And it just is a very smooth running car.